Alright, hello. So, hear me out, you hear about the indie game darlings, a lot about Team Cherry, stuff like that, and you know totally what they are doing. But well, I'm not an indie game darling. So, well, this is going to be a bit of a different kind of presentation than what you usually hear, I guess. But anyway, yeah, I made games, two games in 2024. Or two is, I guess, because one of them is kind of a demo. And I'll kinda have a presentation about that. Let me see. How was the year and what went well and what didn't went well, and lessons learned, and maybe some thoughts on the industry, but honestly I'm not sure what's going on anymore. It's just tough in a way. Also some plans for the next year, that kind of stuff. So well yeah, I have been making games since 2017, queer games mostly, and also I'm a vtuber. Well, not that it really matters, I'm basically nobody. And well, yeah, the structure is more or less like this, so let's just get to the point, I guess. So yeah, basically what I did in a nutshell is release 2 games and tried out voice acting, which was a struggle. Also I had couple other kind of struggles that I will detail. Also, well, I have been streaming on YouTube, but it has largely been a flop. But it's not all bad, the first game I made was Engaging Snowflakes, which is basically an atmospheric slice of life kinda 3D game, a visual novel of a weird type. You just sit in a car and chat, and there is a reward at the end. And this year, my team has kinda been that, well, I wanted to make a masterpiece because I felt that my previous games have been kinda rushed because of game jams and stuff. So I tried to make this more polished than my usual games. So well, what I expected when I started to make the game is that, well, writing wise it shouldn't be too hard, and well, I kinda had the graphics figured out when I was low-key doing this earlier. This is basically a game that I sold well, a year ago or something, and now got back to it and worked on it with Godot. So didn't totally expect it to be too easy because yeah, 3D is kinda hard still, and polishing games, well, it tends to take time. Also well, this was more well, I guess early in the development, I decided that maybe I could try voice acting because the game really needs it. Atmosphere and everything. And then I made quite a bit of extra content for it, a pretty hefty magazine kinda thingy, and an original soundtrack. Other indie developers I have seen on it have done this, So I was thinking like maybe it works. But the spoilers is that it doesn't really work. At least not for me. Like maybe it works for some kinda other games, but not for mine it seems. Well, in reality, like, well, I guess the game did like average kinda numbers. Let me see. Should have the numbers somewhere here. It probably doesn't say much, but like 1,800 something views, 140 downloads, and 500 something browser plays, with 5 ratings, which is usually like a good indicator, like how well the game is making, which is for my games like 5 is average, I guess. Not made like way below $100, I think. Then like, well, after that game was done, well, not really like done, I guess, like the coding was done and the graphics were done, but then there was still the voice acting, which took like incredibly long time. And like, well, I'm not going to hold like a whole presentation about this because it is like really tricky work in practice. Like if you just do like one voice, then it's kinda easy. At least like it's more doable. Also like there are other ways to make it easy, like do the Hollow Knight kinda papanada kinda like voice acting instead of real speech. But like if you tackle like a big project like 400 lines or something of dialogue as your first project and there are like multiple voices you need to do, it's tough. Like the tough part is to be consistent and also like learning it. But it's kinda like learning to ride a bicycle. Like if you learn it, you can kinda do it later too. At least that seems to be the case for me. Too bad though that I haven't needed it for anything since. But well, it's like less than half year since the release, so maybe it will come handy. And yeah, it was a struggle. And like I almost got a burnout from that, but well, I took a healthy approach. Well, basically just do it when I feel like it. Like trying to force it, it's kinda bad. And you kinda develop like hard feelings on it, like if you try to force it, like do I really need to do this? And that's not great. I guess like kinda when you try to learn like a new skill, like you need to be mindful about it. And like try to enjoy it, otherwise it will be bad. So I was coding like another big project. I had like, well, it is still in the back buffer. I coded that while doing the voice acting. I think the voice acting took like 4 months or 5 months or something. Or maybe not like 5 months, maybe 4-ish or something total. It was pretty bad. But well, I got it done and it was kinda mediocre, but still done. And like, well, I'll go like through the like my overall feelings about how this year went like later after these games. So like the next game I made, well, it's kind of a demo because I want to develop it further because there's potential. But Catgirly romantic parody game. So like this is our Yuri Jam game. Like I did this like in collaboration with my patron Raidcal. Like he was the writer, well I guess co-writer in a way, how it like kinda turned out. But like we did like extensive like preparations and planning, and I thought we were like slated for success because of that. And like the concept seemed really promising. And like this year I wanted to do like a game that is like a pixel art and visual novel hybrid, because I knew that I liked that format. Like my first game was kinda like that, minus kinda like the visual novel sprites. Then I did like a year earlier or something. Like I did also the same genre kind of game, and I really liked it. So I wanted to do that, but mostly because I hate drawing the backgrounds for visual novels. But yeah, I expected graphics to be fine and fun. And then like we expected that surely the writing won't be that bad, like it is comedy after all. So like, well, the jam is 2 months and like, I don't know, 10k words or something, because we kinda did that the year earlier. Well, like, I guess like in some sense it went well. Like the reception was again like average, but I kinda wonder like if like basically the game is in development and it is like tagged like that, so maybe that affects like the visibility you get and stuff, or like people might be like less eager to comment or rate it because of that. So it's kinda hard to say. The graphics were like, I guess, decent, and they were fun to make. But then like scripting and writing were way harder than we thought. Like kinda Renpu wasn't like the right tool for the scripting part. Like it was, like for the visual novel part it is great, but the scripting of the pixel art events was really chunky. It took a lot of time, but maybe it takes like a lot of time regardless, because it is like by definition more work than just a visual novel. And like writing, yeah, like, well, I guess like Raidcal struggled like quite a bit with the humor. But like humor is difficult, like sometimes you just need to like try out different things until it works. It can be a lot of trial and error. I was like, yeah. Well, I guess like my leadership was a little lacking too there. Like maybe I couldn't like articulate like how the game will like be in practice. Like I could see the game in my mind's eye like perfectly, like how the pixel art things and the visual novel things and graphics and the jokes will play together. But well, I guess I wasn't like super good at explaining it. Also like the kind of visual gags the game has, like they are just hard to do in collaboration. So like at least like those I kinda had to be the writer to some extent to make them work. So in the end, like we wanted to do the romance routes, but we didn't really. We had to cut them out, so like 2/3 of the game cut out more or less. But like we made the first part work at least. And like there are future plans. plans that I have for the game. Like when I started the year, I tend to do this thing that I want to have some kind of goals. And my goal for this year was to make a masterpiece. And maybe I'm going to the right direction, but not quite there yet. But I guess doing less game jams and not rushing the games that bad, that it helps at least. But also, yeah, I guess one big thing is that maybe I shouldn't have done the voice acting thing. It took way too long, and in the end, the game wasn't received super well. It might be worth it for some other kind of game, but engaging snowflakes is kind of slow paced and I guess it appeals to some people, but it doesn't really have that much potential because it's not super exciting and fast paced and stuff. So spending more than half a year to make that game, well, maybe it wasn't super bright. So I guess in that sense, it would have been better to think what my limitations are, but I didn't really know how tough the voice acting would be. So it was kind of a lesson learned. Maybe in the future it will come handy, the skill, if I hone it up a little bit. But overall, I think I have been going to the right direction, and I have been grasping more how to make polished and good games. And playing visual novels and other games, that has kinda helped with that in a way. Also, I'm glad. I guess I kinda know how to take care of myself now. I can kinda see when I'm starting to burn out, and I just take it easier. It's way better than just burning out. Burnout, it sucks. Haven't had a huge burnout in my life, but I know that it sucks, and taking it easy for a couple of days or even a week, it is nothing compared to that. But yeah, it hasn't been that great. Somehow I got the feeling that it is even tougher these days than in the past. Yeah, I think engaging snowflakes, it's not a bad game, but it's kinda tough to justify the time spent on it. I wish it had done better. But I don't know how to succeed these days. It's just tough somehow. Even the usually, the queer games bundle and the queer Halloween stories bundle, that kind of thing have been a good source of income. But this year, both of them flopped. For some reason. I can kinda see reasons why, but nothing fully explains it. Is it just the economy being bad or something? I kind of got the feeling that people are like less eager to do the pay what you wanting to, like well actually the pay part of that. Like in the past I got the feeling that well it didn't do too well in the past too, but it did something. And in the past, like supposedly I had like less visibility. So I don't know. Like maybe like everybody is just struggling, like financially. It wouldn't surprise me, especially because like, well, queer people tend to be worse off in that respect. But it's hard to tell. Like maybe there are just like too many games to play too. Like at least when I have been streaming games, like there are a ton of like free games that are super great. Even if you make one, like it will take forever for people to notice it. Like I got like one game now that is like at 30 like ratings on each, which is Ghost Suite Saga. It's kinda in the same genre as Cat Girly RPG. So that's kind of why I'm also hopeful about the new game doing well when I get it made further. But yeah, it's kinda hard to tell why it's so tough these days. Like it's just too many games, or is it like AI generated content like taking over the games or stuff? Like you know, like I could have just gone and slapped like AI generated like voice acting to engaging snowflakes. But that's not my style. I'll never do that. It's just not worth it. Like I'd rather learn to do things myself. If I had money, I'd rather pay somebody, but that's sadly not an option. Also, like streaming has been a struggle. But not in the sense that it hasn't been fun, like it has been fun. Also like making games has been fun, like that's not really the problem. But like, finding success is the problem. Although, I guess I streamed quite a bit, like I didn't realize before looking at the stats that it was 30 games. But I guess it was like, despite like some games taking like 10 streams or something. Well, heart of the woods. But it has been a blast. And like I have learned quite a bit from the games. Like, it's kind of weird, like you wouldn't expect it to help that much, but like especially playing through the longer games, like it has kinda inspired me and given me like perspective on how to maybe make longer games. But yeah, only 30 subscribers, so it's going to be like more than 10 years at this rate to monetize the channel, so no, probably not going to happen. Plans for 2025. Well, kinda want to like crowdfund Cat Girly RPG. Like, well, it's not like that easy in practice, it kinda terrifies me. Like, first we need to implement the romance routes, and then like prepare ton of stuff for the campaign. Then like, actually like release the romance routes, like that would be the demo for the campaign. Then start the campaign and probably got to do like really low base goals, sadly, because that's how it is these days. Like something that just barely works. And then like promote it a bunch and hope that it works, but I don't have that much visibility, and like these days crowdfunding is just, you need to do the heavy lifting, like the sites don't really do much, so it's tough. But I guess like it's kinda the only option. Like I wish pay what you want games worked and the extra content worked, because I would rather do that than like this. But I don't see like really any options. Let me drink a little bit. So yeah, like I don't really see like other way, like only option kinda seems to me that make bigger games and hope that they succeed. Like, people keep saying that make small games, but I don't see how that's going to work. Like people just won't pay. So it's kinda tricky. Doing my first crowdfunding campaign in this like economy and yeah, but the game is promising. Like I give it that at least. Like that's the good thing, but it still terrifies me. Also like, it's kinda like tangentially like related, but I want to learn more Japanese. Like, I know like I used to know the primary school kanji, so like 1,000 something characters, but I'm pretty sure I have forgotten stuff. So like refresh that and maybe learn more and learn more vocabulary. So I was thinking like maybe like next year we'll try something different, like we'll play like Japanese, like Whistle Novas or something on stream. Like pick something and then I'll try to like translate it, like low-key translate it, so that everybody can understand. And then we play through those kind of games and learn while doing it. Like I have been wanting to do this for a long time, because it kinda bugs me that my Japanese has been degrading, and like it's not that long or that much work to actually get it to the point that it would be useful. And I want it to be useful because I could actually translate my games to Japanese if I were a little better. Because I watched like the other day like a streamer called Tsuneko like stream catgirly romantic parody game, and like it seems that the game resonates with Japanese audience, which is not surprising because of the JRPG memes. Yeah, like the kanji are pretty easy to forget, but hopefully not too hard to like memorize again. Like I can like totally still like listen like perfectly, like anime or something. But the reading part is the hard thing, and also the writing is hard. But I want to give it a try. And then like, well, like general stuff, like try to be easy on myself, like sure, like this year didn't go as planned, but like, well, being too harsh on yourself is only like going to things worse. So I take care of myself and like try to be like realistic about what I can do. And like, well, try to somehow stay in the business, I guess. But like that's like the like mandatory things I wanted to say, said I guess. I have like a ton of notes that I didn't like really go through, but oh, if you have like questions I can like totally answer them. I have like a few more thoughts anyway that I could like express, I guess. So like, well, if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably blab about something a little bit. I don't remember if I said, but by the way, I think I made like less than $500 of games this year. And that's like, that's kinda record low, like it is way worse than last year. But mostly because of the itch.io bundles doing badly, I guess. That has been the main income recently. Releasing 2 games, though, it's not like going to be great for income. At least like not 2 free games, like one like big, like actually exciting game, like that would work. Or like 2 games that are exciting, but no, 2 free games doesn't seem to cut it. As for like the games, I guess, like neither of the games I made were like, they were actually fun to work with, apart from the voice acting. And Catgirly RPG was like probably the game I have enjoyed the most making. So like that is promising. But that's maybe like the like, well, one bright side of the year. Like I have been enjoying work. Now I could just like enjoy work and like be a little bit more productive. And then if the games actually succeeded, like it's a little bit of a bummer because, well, I don't need like that much money to succeed. Like my lifestyle is super minimal, so I would need like $300 or $400 per month and I should be fine. Something like that. Like it's kinda ridiculously low in a sense, but I would be fine with that. But even that is like super tough. I could take like 100 patrons or something. So yeah, probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I'll try to figure something out. Like, well, I'm lucky to live in a country that has like social welfare. Like the government kinda hates it, but they have to help me. They have to help me if I suck. So yeah, that was my 2024. It has been kinda tough, but it hasn't been like all bad. And like apart from the sales like being even worse than before, I think I'm going the right direction in a sense. So hopefully 2025 will be better. I'm not super hopeful, but hopefully. So yeah, see you in 2025, I guess. Thank you for watching and the comments and for all the support this year and everything. It has been tough, but it has been great too, in a way. So, thanks. And see you. Bye bye.